Welcome and thank you for coming to my LinkedIn Live today. My name is Nick Blair and I am with Banger Inc. Very excited to be here. Very excited to talk about something that I found very interesting since starting with Banger and watching our customers go live on our software, Sage Intacct Construction, and hearing the things that I didn't expect as a salesperson to hear that our customers are getting out of their software that we didn't know were going to happen, that we didn't know there were benefits they were going to get. So these are the hidden ROIs of having the right software at your company. Now, I'm pulling from two areas for this information. First is I'm pulling from our customer testimonials. So like I said, I get to travel around. I get to talk to our customers who are live on Sage Intacct Construction. And I've been blown away with the things that they've told me that have been real big benefits that they didn't expect to get out of Sage Intacct and that I didn't expect them to get out of Sage Intacct. But also at Banger, we are a very agile company. We're agile with our tech stack. And so internally, we've experienced a lot of these ROIs, these hidden ROIs, with our own tech stack and with our own experience. So that's what we're going to be drawing from today. If you look at our testimonials that we have up on YouTube, and I'll put the comments in the comments section, I'll link those. If you look at those testimonials, you'll notice like this common thread of our customers who are having the most success with Intacct. And that's that they're ready, right? They're looking at the future. They know they want something that's going to position them for the future in their tech stack. And they're ready to put in the effort. They're ready to put in the work to make that happen. This live session is not for people who need convincing of that. This live session is for people who are ready, who are looking at the horizon, and they want to make sure they're best positioned to take on whatever's going to come up in the future. So that's who we're talking to today. And if you're one of those people, leave a comment in the chat. I'd love to know who you are. So the first piece of hidden ROI that I've been seeing our customers get out of our software is a happier team. The first piece of seeing this happiness for the team is just the fact that new software is new and new is fun, right? In construction, which is what we deal in, when a team gets a new dozer or gets a new backhoe or even all new DeWalt tools, right? Folks fight over who get to use those things. Folks fight over who's going to put those DeWalt tools on their truck. People are excited about the features and the functionality and trying to get the most out of these new exciting pieces of equipment, these new exciting tools. Well, for accounting nerds, it's the same way. When we have something new and exciting, we want to use it. And we want to see all the features and we want to talk about how well it's working. We want to see how much we can get out of it. So we've noticed that with our customers, that they're excited just about something that is new, something that is fresh, especially in the accounting world, especially in the construction accounting world. That's not going to happen every single day. It's also a huge vote of confidence from the leadership team when they say, hey, accounting, we trust you. We want to invest in you. Here's a new piece of technology. It's going to help us get to the next stage in our development as a company. And so just that vote of confidence is really exciting. The second piece that makes teams happier is the ease of use or the functionality. New software on the whole, or at least the right software is probably what I should be saying. The right software is easier to use than the wrong software, of course, but then a lot of legacy softwares. So we've been stunned at the ways that we've seen people get a lot more functionality. One of the big, I would say, benchmarks or metrics in the accounting world is how long it takes to do your month-end close. When we first started interviewing our customers, we heard from one that they went from a 30-day month-end close to a 15-day month-end close. And our minds were kind of blown. We're like, holy cow, this is really, really working for this company. And then we heard the next company talk about a similar experience. And then the next company talked about a similar experience. And we realized, oh my gosh, yes, of course, it's the teams and the effort and the work that they're putting in, but it's also the software, right? Sage Intacct, the right software for these companies, is allowing them to have the amount of time it takes to do a process they have to do every single month, which is super, super exciting. So that ease of use, that functionality. Imagine if one of your core processes took your team half the time to do, they're going to be excited. They're going to be happy about that. So it's super cool to see. The second hidden ROI of having the right software in your company is the culture increases. We can feel what it's like to be on the wrong software. We can feel that pain. We all know somebody who is on our team that sees our tech stack or sees our software as an interference to their actual job or what they consider to be their actual job, right? In the construction world, our job is to build things and to repair things. Ultimately, we work with a lot of service companies. We work with a lot of commercial construction companies. So if we're building things and repairing things, but then I got to take time out of my day and walk over to my computer and put something in. And even though I'm entering, information about a vendor that I've known for 15 years, and I know he's John, and I know his kids because they work at the company too. And I mean, goodness gracious, we have a relationship. I know everything about them, but I can't remember their vendor ID, right? I can't remember what my system thinks John's company is called because I know what it's called. I know everything about them, but I can't get it into the system. That's going to just feel like a roadblock, right? And that might not be such a big deal. But when you have places like that, painful places like that all throughout your process, it feels like death by a thousand cuts. So when we remove those interruptions, when we remove those roadblocks from our processes, we get a culture of people who are more willing to collaborate, right? That project manager who's just like knocked down, drag out at his job, and he's been there for 35 years and he just makes money for the company, but he refuses to touch the software, and he doesn't really need to because he's just kind of a savant about it. He might be willing to actually put in some information that's going to be really helpful, increase that level of communication. The third piece, and this one is huge, especially with the customers that I've been working with. So the third piece of ROI that you're going to get out of having the right software, potentially going to get, is with your hiring process. So think about this. In the construction world, let's say you need a new controller, and I've literally seen this happen. You need a new controller. So you've got a pool of controllers out there, right? But then you need a construction controller. So your pool shrinks. But imagine you're on a legacy system with all kinds of workarounds that not everybody knows how to use. That's really difficult to learn how to use. Well, my controller pool that shrunk down to construction controller pool now has shrunk down to construction controllers who know how to use my legacy software, that know how to use the cumbersome tool that my old controller knows how to use, that maybe my old controller's been using it for 35 years. And so they know how to use it better than anybody else. So do you want to hire the pool of construction controllers, or do you want to only be able to hire from the group of people who know how to use your software? And here's a brutal truth too with this, is that grads out of college are not going to want to learn how to use your cumbersome systems if they can avoid it. If they're looking at two companies to go to, and one has tools that they can learn that are going to propel their career into the future that they think they're going to be using for the next 20 years, and one has a software that's basically at its functional end of life, who are they going to choose, right? And when you work with a partner like Banger, like us, we'll teach your new folks how to use the system, and we won't charge you for it. So that's an added benefit. The fourth piece of hidden ROI that you get for having the right software in your company is increased communication. So I know a lot of new tools are like this. Sage Intacct especially is like this. Sage, I think I just got a comment. Sage Intacct is especially like this. And it's that there are tools within the software that allow you to be able to communicate more easily with your team. So think about, maybe the system that you have right now, or maybe if you don't really even have a construction ERP right now, and your PM needs to get some information to your accountant about the 3 change orders that have gotten approved for this project in the last week, right? Well, they're going to send an email to your accountant, and they're going to say, hey, do we have those change orders in the system? Your accountant is going to respond and say, no, we don't have them. Can you give me a little bit more detail? The PM is going to send some more detail over, right back and forth, let's say 6, 7, 8 emails. Finally, we get those change orders into the system, and the PM asks the accountant, hey, can you send me a report so I could see how those affected my totals on this job, right? On Sage Intacct, we teach your project managers how to use the system, and it's easier to use, so they probably actually will use it. And we're seeing a mass adoption by project managers of the tools available to them in Sage Intacct. And so your controller knows how to use it, and they just go put the change orders in the system. Or if they have your accountant do it, they can see those live as soon as they hit, as soon as they post. Having access to information, having communication capabilities, a huge, huge return that you don't expect until you're actually using it and you notice that change between now and how it used to be. The fifth point that I have, the fifth ROI that's a little bit hidden that you get by getting on the right software is that it allows for future growth. I am telling you right now, as someone who's in the tech space, no one knows what 5 years from now is going to look like with regards to technology, with regards to software. No, definitely no one knows what 10 years looks like. And the pace that we've moved at has been a lot faster than a lot of folks have expected. It's also been a lot slower than some of the optimists have expected. And so we don't know where we're going to be. What do we know, though? We know that legacy systems are not able to take advantage of integrations with newer pieces of technology. I've seen a couple of things actually come across my desk here recently. One was an AI tool that will read your contracts for you and make all your red lines, and very, very cool, a very cool piece of technology. Another one was an AI tool that takes your plans that you get for a project and the scope for the project, combines them, and then basically submits a ton of RFIs that it knows you're going to need to submit later. Awesome, awesome tools. Well, if you have tools that are coming out that need to integrate with your accounting system or with your other systems, and you don't have a modern system, you don't have the right software, you're going to be left in the dust. You'll see in our testimonial videos that a lot of the motion, a lot of the movement, the impetus to make a change to a newer system was to be ready for the future, was to be ready to leverage that new technology that comes out. So let's take care of the things now that we can take care of, that we know we're going to need in the future, so that when those new things come out, we're ready to take them on and we're not behind already. The final thing, the sixth point I have for this hidden ROI of having the right software is the team that you get alongside your software. So kind of, the people that you buy along with your software. And I can only speak for Bangert here, but I love to speak about this with regards to Bangert. When you have a team that is happy, that is ready to work with you, that is excited to work with you, that expects you to call them when you want to juice your system for even more, that likes working on problems creatively, it's really fun to work with those people. It doesn't feel like IT support. It feels like an extension of your team. And you could see in our testimonial videos that a lot of our customers have got that sense by working with our team. Mike Bayo is just an expert at construction payroll. I have never heard someone ask a question about construction payroll, the most complicated, multi-state, union certified, that he has ever balked at. He has been able to take on any question, and just with absolute confidence, he's been doing this forever, right? Mike Bayo is a great piece of our team, a great person on our team. Lisa Hutt on our team, also a rock star. She was a controller, a CFO. She was in public accounting. She knows construction inside and out, the way that she can use tools to do forecasting, the way that she can put together a WIP report, the way that she can show you how to use those tools based on her experience of when she was actually doing it. Man, it's going to be huge value to your team. I'm also thinking about George on our team and the way that he has come into the team, and he is taking us to a place with technology and the leveraging of AI that I don't think we expected to be able to make use of at this point in our history. But we're getting there, and we're already there in a lot of ways. Of course, Megan and Mia and Sarah on the team, everybody that you talk to, Boyan, everyone you talk to at Bangert is happy to help, is happy to be there. So I will brag on us all day, every day. You can see the results that we have had with our implementations of Sage Intacct. You can see in our testimonials, but also our scorecard that I love to bring up, is that it costs 70% less than it used to for our services to help you go live. It takes half the time that it used to, and we're continuing to decrease the amount of time that it takes. And we've had a 98% success rate. 98% not just have gone live, but are happy as can be with their software. Final warning though, final warning. is that this transition into new software is not for everybody. And it's not going to fix underlying problems that you might have in your company. So if you're looking for a silver bullet, a software silver bullet to fix a problem that's really not software related, maybe you have the wrong people in your seats. You don't have the right people in the right seats. Maybe there's somebody holding you back or dragging you down. Software is not going to fix that. So there are things that you need to look for. And this is not just everything's perfect, everything's great sort of message that I got for you. But if you have the right people in the right seats, if they're looking towards the future, if they're excited about growth, if they're excited about where things are going, if they want to be contributors, and you give them the right software, holy cow, you are going to be amazed. So whether or not you're looking at Sage Intacct Construction, or you just want to talk construction tech, because I'm kind of obsessed with it at this point, book some time with me. Go to our website, bangardinc.com. Book some time with our team or book some time with me. I'd love to just chat about your business and what's going on and what we see on the horizon, especially if you're looking at Sage Intacct for construction. You want the most modern construction ERP. You want the most modern team to help you use that ERP. Reach out to us. We're happy to talk. I hope you have a great day. I appreciate you joining me here on this LinkedIn Live. Any questions, please send them my way. Leave some comments so I get a little bit of traction here. It'll help my algorithm a little bit. We'll see you next time.